of lead guitar players in the nation and the world. Here you go. Here's our voice. I'm going to start this off. My guest today is a young man that I've known for many years. We are very close. He's one of my closest confidants, and he is my inspiration as far as getting into the music business itself. He really got the ball rolling. I can let him tell that story, of course. I'm going to explore his journey. His name is Arthur E. Payne III. We know him as Poetry Payne. He's a songwriter. He has ran a record label. He's produced different artists and different bands. He has been responsible for my education in the music industry by facilitating, bringing in a lot of the executives from various labels into Kansas City to do seminars. And I've learned a wealth of information from Arthur. And I'll shut up and let me get Arthur into the conversation. Hey, Art, what's going on, man?
Man, ain't nothing going on. Just chilling.
So jumping forward, you ran your own label.
Well, before that happened, right after the Detroit mess, I was back here. I got a call from a friend named Lisa Collins. You know Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa had turned my name into some people at Bartle Hall that were getting ready to have a citywide talent show. Okay, and they were looking for judges. And she had told them to contact me. They did contact me. They offered me this thing to come and be a judge at this talent show. So I did it. And the group that won the talent show, 3 guys, they did real good singing a After 7 song. I told them, I said, well, look, here's my card. Give me a call. I might be able to help you guys. They, of course, did not call me because they didn't know who I was. And it was months past, man. And it just so happens that one of them worked downtown at a bank where another person who knew me told this guy, you should contact this songwriter dude named Arthur. And he was like, that name sure sounds familiar. And they looked at my card that I had gave them. Oh, it's the same guy. So finally we hooked up and started working together. And that was the group For Real. From For Real, we did a video. We went to Detroit, and the same guy who produced my stuff for MCA, he produced them. And we did the 3 or 4 songs. One of the songs was a song called Always. For Always, we ended up doing a music video. The music video made it on television, the local cable channel here, and then it made it to BET with Donnie Simpson. It was on Video Soul. It was playing everywhere, man. I had a connection with a guy that was working at Capitol Records. I sent him the video, and he wanted to sign those guys. Only thing is, he wanted to know, the song was a ballad, and he asked me, can they do like a dance type record, something for the clubs? And I said, well, sure they can. You know, I thought to myself, I'm gonna sit down and write a hit for them that's up tempo. And so I told him, I said, we need to go into the studio, do this up tempo song. I sat down and wrote a song it was just called Why, but it had a real nice beat. And they didn't want to do it because their video was playing on TV and all this kind of stuff. And they were signing autographs when they would go to the store and all this. They felt that Capitol Records should have signed them just because that one video made it to BET. And so they refused to record the up-tempo song I just wrote. And that's where we split. They went their way, I went my way. They never made it, and that was end of that deal.
But one of the guys met with some misfortune though in that band, isn't that right?
Yeah. His name was Tim. Tim got into doing other stuff and ended up getting killed. I think it was Loose Park. He got shot in the head, and so that kind of ended that group. It was after that I finally got into my wife. Debbie she had been listening to a channel that played, like the contemporary Christian music and stuff. K-Love. I don't know if you're familiar with K-Love, but and she kept telling me, you should listen to this because you can write like this. You can write Christian pop songs if you want to. If you ought to check it out. And so I started listening to K-Love, and I was like, well, yes, that's cool. I like what they're doing. And that is what led us to finally start getting into the Christian and gospel music. Now, a friend of mine that I was working with, his mom, Daryl Conway, his mom is Janetta Bradley, which is she's a gospel singer. So Miss Janetta asked me if I would write a song for her and help her to put it out. And I said, well, yeah, I'll do that, but I don't, at the time, I didn't know how to put it out. I said, well, I would have to start a label or something. And she was like, let's do that. Start a label and help me put a single out there. And so I started looking into it, talked to my lawyer, did all this research, and we set the label up, and she was supposed to be our first artist. It was supposed to be a gospel label. Her husband got sick with cancer before we could get started. And so she called me and she said, I can't do this now. My husband is sick, which he just died actually. It was last Monday of this cancer. He lived for several years, but he did finally die from it. But the label was already set up at that point. She dropped out. And so for the next, it must have been maybe a year, I tried to get other gospel artists to work with me, to sign them. I couldn't get anyone. No one in Kansas City. Everybody considered me as a person who just wrote R&B. And it's like, yeah, but I can write gospel. I can write all kind of stuff. And and right now I'm talking about a label. I ain't trying to push R&B, but I couldn't find anybody, man. So Eric Hazlett had moved to California. I was talking to him. He said, find a Christian pop artist. And then another guy that I knew here in Kansas City named Thomas Gridiron, which he has passed, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
No,
TC. Yeah, we called him TC. He passed away. But TC's opinion was find a Christian pop artist, just like what you listen to on K-Love. And so we started looking for a Christian pop artist. And I must have talked to, I don't know how many Christian pop artists here in Kansas City, couldn't get anybody. So then I started sending emails. I went to Reverb Nation. I would look at their artists that was on there and CD Baby and all these different music sites. And I would listen to their music, read the bios of artists. And then I would send them an email, tell them what we're trying to do and see if anybody would be interested in working with us. And that took another year to find someone that would work with us. And finally, this young girl out of Richmond, Virginia, emailed me back and said, I'm interested. And that's how the whole thing started. We sent for her. She came here with her mom, stayed with us a weekend, met us in person, signed with us, and the whole Nashville stuff started, And that's what started our label. It turned it from gospel to Christian pop. So, and
some of the awards that your label received was what?
We
what
had
were among the awards you all received?
Well, the thing about it, the funny thing is, the girl from Richmond, Virginia, she had recorded one single, a Christian single that she had put out maybe a year before she met me. And it played on, I guess, local radio up there for a week or so, and that was about it. So I took that one song and I just started pushing it. Even though it wasn't signed to our label or anything, I just pushed it for her. Because by that time, I had started a radio station. We were doing an online magazine and a bunch of other things to get exposure. And I had met a lot of people that had their own internet radio stations. And so just by me pushing it, her one song started getting played on like 400 or 500 stations. Well, there was a guy on LinkedIn that had asked a question about how to do something in the music business. I answered this guy's questions on LinkedIn and gave him the information that he was looking for. And the thing was, he was getting ready to start an award show. And what he did in return, he found out that I had a label and I had an artist. So he invited us to be part of his first award show. Well, the award show.
And what city is this award show to take place? Where was that?
Well, the first one was in Kentucky. I'm not sure where he's based at, but that's where the show took place. He had rented out a theater and the whole thing, it was live streamed and made a big deal out of it. They had the red carpet thing, just like it was the Grammys or something. I didn't go, but my artist, she lived in Virginia, she went. Well, she ended up winning 2 awards for her song, this single, and then our label won as the best independent label, of the independent label group. So we got trophies for that and stuff. In the meantime, we were still going back and forth to Nashville recording this project, which we did 11 songs. We finished the project. The first song comes out, but then I have problems with this artist. We have to end up letting her go, which was kind of messed up our label. But I pushed the one song, we dropped her. I got another artist. Somebody had told me about another person. We signed her to a singles deal. We did 1 single on her, pushed her for a year, and then I finally had to let the label go. We were running out of money. It was costing too much. And just so my label was disbanded. And I stopped doing music for like 4 or 5 years, until now. I started a radio station.
What you currently have, and the call numbers and
KBAT.
Tag for it. KBAT.
Yeah. That's my wife's middle name is K.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughter's name is Bryce. That's B. My oldest daughter, her name is Arena. That's A. Mm-hmm. And then Taylor. So KBAT. KBAT.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I named everything after my kids. All my Blog Talk Radio, everything was named after somebody.
Okay. How does people tune in onto your station? How do you access that?
Well, you can go to the platform that I'm on is based out of London, and it's called KRYK Radio. So KRYKEY.com, and it'll have the listings of all the radio stations that they handle. This station that I'm running right now is a variety, so we play everything. I had been with them before years ago, but it was strictly a Christian radio station. This time around, it's variety. But it'll show you a listing, KBAT Radio, out of Kansas City. And then you can I have 3 websites out there that also has that, you can hear the radio station on those websites as well. But you can find it by going to KRYK, their website.
Okay. All right. And you just got an award with them, didn't you?
Not an award. It was just when I started the radio station, it's been on maybe 6 weeks now. I came in as the lowest radio station, number 463. And every week they send out reports who has the top station or whatever. After a few weeks, we were in the 30s. And then for the last 3 weeks, we were at number 1 in the variety category. This morning, when I got up and checked where we were, we have dropped to number 4. So for 3 weeks, we were number 1. As of this morning, we're number 4.
So let me ask you. So in the closing moments of this, let me ask you some things real quick. So give me short answers so I can get these in here real quick. First,
okay.
Number one. The young musicians sitting watching this, singers, guitar players, drummers, people who aspire to be in the business, who's starting from nothing, what's your advice? What is 3 things you could tell them, 3 quick things you could tell them?
You have to know the business. You have to know, you have to have the talent. You have to be dedicated and have the hunger to turn pro or just be successful. But you also have to do your homework because it is a business. It ain't just about talent. So that's the main thing, is know your business. Know how to copyright a song. What's publishing? I mean, how to protect yourself. If you're a writer, you got to know how to take care of business. And you can find all this stuff out online. You used to have to go to the library, but now you don't have to even leave your house. Just Google. Anything you want to know, just ask the question on Google, and it bring up all kind of articles. YouTube has all kind of videos. How do I do this? Everything you can find online these days.
And just a little piece of autobiographical. How many brothers and sisters you have?
Well, I have one brother and one sister, but my brother just died last Tuesday. So now it's just me and her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your mom and dad, they passed away as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were they all into music or entertainment? Was there any
No.
in your family background?
I was the only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a story. Charles Dickinson, the author, wrote a story, Tale of Two Cities, and he has these phrases that I always like. And one is, so I'm gonna ask you this phrase, and then you tell me how this hits you, and tell me what immediately comes to mind. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Oh, the music business. Had it not been for the music business, man, I mean, it was hard, all the ups and downs. So sometimes I say it wrecked my life, but it also saved my life. So, because where I came from was gang activity. I mean, I probably would have been in prison. Mm-hmm. My best friend went to prison for 52 years. I probably would have been with him the night he did armed robberies and stuff. We had gangs that grew up all around us. So it was always a thing. I never knew from day to day going to the store would I make it back home. And you always thought like that. This could be my last day. The music kept me out of a lot of stuff because I was at practice while they were breaking in houses. Mm-hmm. So, I spent a lot of money. We must have spent thousands, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 in demos, pictures, trips. I mean, just studio costs. A lot of money was spent. So, and then the ups and downs, emotional, waiting on, did I get a deal? Did I not get a deal? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
What was the happiest moment in your personal life? And what was the darkest moment in your personal life?
The darkest moment was seeing my label have to go under because of what went down with the artist. That hurt. It still hurts to this very day. The happiest time, I think, would be, I would say getting married and making the marriage work. I didn't want to ever get married until I turned pro because I figured a wife would mess you up, slow you down. But that didn't turn out to be the case. I mean, if it wasn't for my wife, I would still be working. I mean, she retired me. So I retired last October because of her. I mean, she saved and she was like, you can come out anytime you're ready. And I came out in October. So, and that's cool, man. I mean, I'm getting used to the retirement life. We work in the yard. I don't have any pressures. I still get up at 2:00 every morning, which is why I have on the dark shades. Yeah, that was the best thing I could say, getting married, man.
Well, wait a minute. When you were wearing dark shades throughout your career back in the day when you were singing with groups and then
but
you know glasses?
What? They're really glasses, and I just have my clip-ons. You know, but see my eyes, they look all baggy. And I don't even work anymore, so you know. But I still get up early. But yeah, I would say getting married, man, it was a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay, well,
now I will tell you this because it's your goddaughter. She just got accepted today into the master's program to get a master's. They just notified her this morning.
That's Miss Taylor.
Yeah. So she
That's
starts
it.
her master's degree in June, and it's going to take a year. It's a year
Wow.
program.
And masters for what? Tell the
And she's in social work.
Okay.
Yeah, they graduate. She actually graduates on the 15th of this month, and she had applied to go for a master's, and they just told her today she was accepted for that. So she'll get her bachelor's degree May 15th, but then turn around and start working on a master's.
Do you ever wish that she had music aspirations? Have you ever?
No, Raina, my oldest daughter, did, and she almost got signed. We didn't talk about that. LaFace wanted her at one point in time, but her boyfriend got killed, and that kind of took her out of it. But she still sings. She acts in gospel plays, sings at church and stuff like that. But I never tried to push that on anyone because it's a hard life. Mm-hmm. It's real hard. Even watching the Michael Jordan thing, he talks about fame. Even in his thing, it's rough.
That's the refer to what was it? Is it ESPN documentary?
Yeah,
called The Last Dance that we were talking about off air.
Right,
okay, Arthur. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to thank you for being on here and sharing your experiences in your life with viewers. And we will be talking very soon about a lot of other matters. And hopefully I can get you back to do a return, and we can get more wisdom from you that would be helpful to up and coming musicians and people wanting to get into the music business. So you still have a ton. Man. You still have a ton of stories, so we have to come back for part 2 with you at some point, okay?
Okay, sounds
all
good.
Right. All right, this is Marlon Bankston. This is the guitar player in the corner, signing off.
All right, have a good one.
All right, see you, man.